Hello all, welcome to day 2 of Vlogmas. My name is Candace, this is Ordinary Magic, and we are all about discovering the magic and joy in everyday, ordinary life. Today we're going to talk about piles of possibilities, one of my favorite things, which is reading. And I'm going to share with you some of my favorite Christmas reads and some books that I'm looking forward to reading. Some of them I have with me, some of them are on my Kindle, and some of them are in my wish list. But I'm going to share and just let you know all about them. I'm going to start with an oldie but a goodie, Robert Sabuta's The Christmas Alphabet. If you have the opportunity to get one of his pop-up books, please do. They are absolutely gorgeous. I had this one in the night before Christmas, and I gave that one to my son when he had his first son. And this is a simple, well, I say simple, but it's not really simple. Each page is a letter of the alphabet, and it's a pop-up. They are fascinating to children. They're fascinating to me because I'm always interested in how he did the cuts and the structure. And you can see that I've had this book a long time. You can see how they're yellowed at the top. I mean, this is an old book, and I treasure it, and I keep it in a safe place, and I'm careful with the grandchildren looking at it because I want it to last a long time, longer than me. And I plan on being around a long time. God willing, and the creek don't rise. Now, some older ones that I love. I've already lost one. How can you lose a book when you're in a closed space? This is like a locked room mystery. Okay, we'll move on and I'll find it. This is one that my friend and I podcasts, because we have a podcast called The Perfect Blend, and we pair teas with books. And this is one of the first ones that we did. It's James Patterson's The 12 Topsy-Turvy Very Messy Days of Christmas. And to be honest, I wasn't real crazy about the style of it because I felt like it was more middle school, and possibly it is. And when you get past that, the appreciation for just the wackiness of the things that happen in this book, it was a good read. So I would recommend it. It goes fairly quickly too, because we have lots of things to do at Christmas. We still want to read. This one, I got this at Barnes & Noble in the cheap seats aisle. It's Murder for Christmas, and it's 26 Tales of Yuletide Malice by Agatha Christie, Ellery Queen, Dorothy Sayers, George Simenon, Rex Stout, lots of others. Just short stories. My husband sometimes worries about himself in the house with me because I am so a murder mystery person. But just the thought of being in an English manor for Christmas makes me happy. And the thought of hidden passageways and intrigue. I mean, I don't want to be murdered, and I don't want anybody to get murdered, but I just love the genre. So this is a good one. And this is one, I actually, one of these stories, the first one in it is actually an Alfred Hitchcock story. What's it called? Back for Christmas. So I was watching Alfred Hitchcock and it came on. I was like, gosh, this story's familiar. It's because it was in this book. So don't overlook the cheap seats in Barnes & Noble and the collections of books, because this was a really good one. In fact, I'm going to read it later on today. It's rainy, it's cold, it's perfect for a good murder mystery at Christmas. Another one that we read for our blog was our podcast, not our blog. The other one that we read for our podcast is Jacob T. Marley. This was such a good book. It reads just like Charles Dickens wrote it. It follows right along. I read The Christmas Carol before I read this, and William Bennett, he does a great job of making it sound like Charles Dickens wrote it. But this is the story of Jacob Marley and his beginnings before A Christmas Carol. Such a good book. If you're looking for something uplifting and you've read The Christmas Carol and done Christmas Carol, this is a really good take on it. And I highly suggest this one. What else? Oh, I have loved this one forever. I got it on my Kindle at first, and then I wasn't satisfied, so I had to go get it. And long time goal was that I wanted to write some letters like this to my grandchildren, and it could still happen. But J.R.R. Tolkien's Letters from Father Christmas. He wrote letters to his children, and as he was Father Christmas, got fun stuff falling out of here. And I mean, just look at it. Just the handwriting, the pictures he writes with them. Let me see if I look at them. I mean, look at the illustrations. Beautiful. And the time that he took and just the thought that was put into it. And we live in such a crazy, busy time that things like handwritten letters and cards kind of fall by the wayside. And actually, I'm going to talk about that more in another video. We're going to talk about handwritten letters and cards and things like that. And this is going to be my inspiration for this. I actually have a Christmas book I have a book in the pile that it shows at the beginning that's not a Christmas book, but it's along these lines. And I'm going to show you. So we're going to take a Christmas break. It's Dear Paris, the Paris Letters collection. And Janice MacLeod, who wrote this, when she went places in Paris, she would write a letter. And she always wrote it like she was writing it to her best friend. And there's just a text version of it. And then this beautiful, I mean, wouldn't you love to get something like that in the mail? Mail is so impersonal now. Nobody even wants to go to their mailbox because it's bills and advertisements. And I think we're just missing out on something, an old-fashioned thing that needs to be brought back. There's just so much to be said for the thoughtfulness and the delight in getting something so artful just for you. That's what I got to say about that. This one, I was intrigued by this in my Amazon flipping. Homemade Christmas, homemade summer, homemade winter came up in my feed, and I had to have it. And I love it. I love the graphics. I love the way the book is laid out. This is Yvette van Boven. It's Irish and Scandinavian. And there's just, I mean, look at her graphics. Look at the food. Ooh, don't you want that? Let me find another one that has where she writes on it, because this just, okay, I'm just, look at all that good stuff. Look at it. Now, some of these things I would not try, but you know what I'm intrigued by? Well, whether you do want to know or not, I'm going to tell you. Pine syrup. I have pine trees all over me. Never would have thought to use them to make pine syrup. So I am going to make it. You're going to find out about it. Seems fairly simple. I have to go for a walk and I have to get some peppermint candies, and there's a hazelnut Swiss roll, log roll, that I want to try. I have bought hazelnuts. It's rainy today, I can't do it, but it's a hazelnut meringue basically instead of the Swiss roll cake that you roll up and put things in. And it may be a total disaster, but I have to know. I have to try it. Another one that is a keeper for me is Twisted Tea Christmas by Laura Childs. It takes place in Charleston, and there are tea recipes. What I love about this is for every tea pairing they do for their holiday delights or whatever they do for their shop, they pair it with all these different foods. And to me, that is just, I love stuff like that. And there are some recipes in the back, and they're tried and true. We've tried them, really like them. By we, I mean my podcast partner. There it is again. I can't help it. It's what I do. I read books, I drink tea, and we talk about it. And this was one of the first ones that we did, Twisted Tea Christmas. It's a whole series of murder mysteries that take place here and revolve around Theodosia. Do you not love her main character name, Theodosia? Have you ever heard somebody called Theodosia? I mean, come on. There, you're welcome. What else do I have? This one I haven't read yet, but it's on my list, In a Holidays by Christina Lauren. And supposedly it's one of those repeats or things change. So I'm interested in seeing where this is going to go. And this is another one that I'm probably going to sit down and read in a day because that's how I am. And I have The Christmas Guest, which is a library book. This is a novella, so it's not going to take long. And I like the dedication. You ready for this? This is by Peter Swanson. What's the dedication? I read it twice. For two aunts, Pearl Taylor Moynihan, who disliked Christmas, and for Sue Ellis Swayze, who doesn't particularly like it either. So I'm excited about this one. Okay, those are the ones that I have. These are on my Kindle. A Christmas Carol, The Book of Christmas, A Cotswold Christmas, that is a romance, cozy romance type book. Oh, Jodi Taylor writes a series about, it was called The Nothing Girl. Great book. Not a Christmas book, but a great book. You should read it. Very uplifting. And she wrote two others about that continue on from The Nothing Girl, Joy to the World and Little Donkey. And those are in my Kindle and just delightful books. The Most Wonderful Crime of the Year. This is a romance, cozy, locked door mystery. And I loved it from beginning to end. It was absolutely delightful. And it just got me excited for the holidays. So that is a rather new one. And I highly suggest it. Oh, and The Afterlife of Holly Chase. This is a take on A Christmas Carol. It is a young adult book, but it is such a great story. I'm a Christmas Carol freak. I will watch all of the Christmas carols. I read the Christmas Carol. Anything that has to do with Christmas Carol, I am in it. I love it. So those are my piles of possibilities that I am gifting to you. Merry Christmas on day 2. And I hope you find something in there that you like. If you've read any of those books, I would love to hear your comments. So put them in the description box. I will put links to all of these books. I'll list all these books in the description box and link them on Amazon. I am not affiliated. I'm not getting anything from it. So if you go and click on it and find something, you could probably find it on Thrift Books or Aid Books or maybe in the thrift store or maybe at your library. So by all means, find it any way you can. I'm just more excited for you to read it. So there you go. I hope that brings you some comfort and joy, and I hope it adds a little bit of magic to your holiday. That is it for today. And oh, by the way, outfit check. It's pear green. So I have combined my favorite things, button down, stripes, and a little bit of that green. So there you go. There's my outfit of the day. You take care of you, and I hope you find something good to read, and I hope you take time to read because it is important to have those little escapes and little periods of rest. So enjoy yourself, and I'll see you tomorrow for day 3.